Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dawn and I am now an expat in France. I went from a lawyer to a boozy baker and I moved last year to be an expat here in Nice, France. So if you haven't subscribed, please click the link below and share if you're interested in my expat adventures. Okay, now let's get in today's video. After being here for 6 months, there's not too much that I can say that I've seen that I haven't seen before. So let me just think about that. One of the things that I will say that I mentioned before, one of the things that I will say that I definitely noticed, and I kind of knew it, but I kind of forgot, was they take their long lunches. So of course, if they take a long lunch, they probably eat a little later than normally we would. Especially speaking about people in the United States who either don't take a lunch or take a half an hour lunch, don't really eat. So one of the things that I did notice is there are some days that I may get into something and it's like, oh my gosh, it's now 2:30, 3 o'clock and now I'm hungry and I want something to eat. Well, if the place is not closed, period, and that just depends. If you're in a touristy area, it probably won't be closed. But either the restaurant's closed and they're opening back up at 7, or you can only get their apéro. They love their apéro, which is kind of like their little happy hour, the little drink that they get. And they love that shit. And they will be sitting there and they'll have their cafe at 3, 3:30, 4 o'clock, you know, or they'll have their drink, but you can't get a meal. So for me, there have been a couple of times where I'm like, okay, I have nothing here for me to cook, or I don't want to cook and I want something. And I'm like, shit, I can't, I cannot get anything to eat like that until 7 o'clock. So that's one thing that is a little annoying. Another thing for me, with me being here for 6 months, something that I realized that I didn't deal with before, because now I'm here for this long, that I just realized is that coming from the US, you are always friggin' busy. You're always have something to do. You're always on a schedule. You're always making sure you're doing something with your time. But then we complain about not having time to just sit, to just chill, to just do what we want to do, yada, yada, yada. So what I've found myself doing is that mindset is like, I'll say, okay, well, if I get up at 7 and then I get out to walk from 7:30 and I can walk from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And then when I come back and I'm like, heifer, I do talk to myself like that. Like, heifer, why the hell are you putting yourself on a schedule? Go walk. If your ass is out there for 3-4 hours and you ain't got nothing to do, walk. Be out there. Why are you saying, oh, okay, well, I have to be back by 9? So I found myself doing that even when I didn't have to. I work 1 to 2 days, maybe a week. I don't have to, but because I have been so programmed for so many years that's, you get up, you have to rush to get things done, try to fit as much stuff in as you possibly can in the day and work, and I didn't realize that I didn't unprogram myself, or that's what I was doing. So that's one of the things that I will say now that I've been here for 6 months that I have got to consciously make an effort to not do, or not feel like, oh my God, I've been out here now. Because when I take my walks, they're like 3 hours. I'll sit by the beach, I'll watch the ocean. If I take my book, I may take my book and read. I may get some McDonald's, believe it or not, and sit at the beach and eat my lunch. So I have to make sure that I don't pressure myself, that every single moment and every single minute of the day has to be me doing something, me not guilt tripping myself if I decide after I've filmed this video that I just want to lay on my damn couch and watch something on Netflix. So that is one of the things that I will say, one of the new things that I have discovered being here now for 6 months in regards to adjusting to being here as an expat. But other little quirky things, they're just teeny tiny things. The language barrier is not a big deal because a lot of people here speak English, but I don't want to be that expat that's been living here for 4 or 5 years and I don't know any French. So for me, because I'm an over damn achiever, I am a little annoyed that I don't know my French as much. So with that, that is what I have to figure out, because again, being here for 6 months, I now need to make sure that my social circle is not just expats and people that speak English. And even those of us that are in class, one of my friends, she and I made a concerted effort that we're gonna try to integrate, even though we may not be able to correct each other, speaking to each other in French when we're together a little bit. But my other goal is to get more French speaking people, native French speaking people, into my social circle so that I can then ask them to just kind of help me out by speaking French to me, or holding me accountable to speak French so that I can feel more comfortable speaking it and I can speak it more. So that is another thing with me being here, and I don't feel like my language has progressed as well, but I know it's because I'm not speaking it outside of class as much as I could. And this old ass brain be forgetting all my words that I know. I know tons of words, but if I'm not using them, I'm gonna forget them. So, and my teacher sees that frustration in class. I hope that one day I can actually film. They'll let me film a little bit in class so you can kind of see what my French class is like. I love my teacher, so I wanna do it while I'm still with this teacher and with the group of people that are in my class, because I love the group of people that are in my class. So yeah, so that's it, guys. Please, again, if you want to know more about expatting, if you want to see what it's like being an expat, living over here, the travels, you guys know that I bake, you guys know I like to eat and I like to do food reviews, go on scouts to find things. Please continue supporting by watching the channel, like the videos. All this stuff makes a big deal so that maybe other people can see, that don't know me, can see that I'm out there and it may be a subject they're interested in, or share it with someone and ask them to subscribe to the channel. So thank you guys. I will be doing tons of video dumps coming up because I have a lot of videos and editing them just takes so long. They've just been sitting there. So I'm gonna be more consistent. The channel is gonna change a little bit because I'm reformatting what I really want the channel to offer to people, where people will want to come back and get information or see things that they normally wouldn't be able to see. So bear with me. It may go through a couple changes before I get it exactly how I want it. But again, thank you for your support, and I will talk to you guys later on. Au revoir.